Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals, and in this video I want to share with you my process making an envelope journal. So like this one here, this is a vintage French envelope journal that I've done a flip through of on my channel, and the whole base is made out of envelopes. I was inspired by Beth's Journal Boutique, and I will link her video down below of her tutorial of how she made her version of this. So I followed along with her tutorial at first, but then I stuck together some of the envelopes so that the signatures were all front facing. In her video, she had some other signatures the other way, but yeah, mine are all facing the one direction here. And so what I want to do is sort of combine that process with just experimenting with a different style to see if I can streamline it a bit. Now that I know how I want it to look, I think I can skip a few steps and save me having to glue things together by the way that we will put it together and how we will fold it and all that kind of thing, and how we cut it. If this is all confusing, just hopefully as I walk through it, it will all come together. So I think what we need is just the 4 envelopes, one small one for the front. And this is why I like this method of creating journals, because you're just using everyday items that you might already have at home. And we're just going to have 2 of these plain envelopes here, and that's what these ones are. So this one, this one, this one, that's these 2 plain ones. And then on the back you can see this window here, so that's what this one is, this window envelope. Now let's get started, and we're just going to experiment and see if this works. So the first thing we want to do is attach our front envelope here so that we have a nice layer. I'm going to trim off this flap of this part, because then this will give us our front cover of the journal, and the front cover will have a pocket right there. So that's this pocket here that you can see. So that's our front cover, and this is just an extra little flap that I call it. The front cover has something interesting on it. Okay. Now, the next thing is we're going to get this envelope, and what I want to do with this one is open it up. So we're going to trim down the side here, and we're going to trim down this side as well. And then that will create sort of its own little journal cover, and you can create a journal just out of this if you wanted as well. But what I'm going to do, this is where it will differ to the tutorial that I followed, and I'm just going to see if I can do it without having to glue the envelopes back to back. So what I did was sort of like that, but I'm just wondering if I could maybe actually do this instead. I'm going to make use of these flaps. So what if I had 1, 2, there's my cover, this is my inside cover, outside cover, there's my signature here. So that would go there. Now I don't know if that's actually going to work. Okay, let me have a think. Front cover, back. Yeah, this one is folding the wrong way, isn't it? So it would look like that, front cover, back cover. And then what I want is, okay, I think I might need a 3rd envelope. But that's okay, I can work with that. I didn't like how thick this became, that's all, when I glued all the envelopes together. So I know I glued it in 2 spots. So what I want to do is I could possibly just glue that together. And then that one goes here. Like that. So what you have is this one is a signature here, like you will bind the signature in there, and that's your front cover, your back cover. And then here you have like an extra page. Now you could, in the tutorial that I followed, they put another signature here, but I was thinking of making this the journal and then doing like an ephemera holder at the back with pockets. And then over here is your final back cover. And that's where I want to put this one here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. The first thing I want to do as well is just trim this down because I want to have that layer. So I just want to trim this down a little bit. And I'm going to use this one as a guide. Like that. So then we have that. And I do want to trim here. So what I've also done is, because I'm going to take this to my sewing machine, I'm just going to trim this one, and that will open up, but I will sew it down here and sew it there so that we have a pocket that opens up here. Let's see if that makes sense. So that will be closed, that will be closed. When you open it up here, you can slip something in here. So that's how I'm going to do that. And I think I can attach that straight away. I know this might look a bit confusing, but let's try that again. All right, so we've got our front cover here. I then want the open one. This is the one that's open. And I'm just going to tuck that in here. So there we have front cover, back cover. And then I'm actually going to, I probably could have just kept that, couldn't I? Glued shut. Hang on, let me practice. Just let me practice something. So if I put that one here, then all I'd need to do is add that at the back. Okay, yeah, that's way simpler. So, open it here. I think I might want to put that there. Okay, open it here. There's your front cover. There's your back cover. There's your ephemera holder. And then here is your back. All right, that's perfect. That's what I want. And this, I want that to wrap all the way around them just to give it some extra structure. So now I'm just going to grab my glue. I've just got clear craft glue here. And all I want to do is, okay, I probably do have to glue those together so that that can go here. But that's okay because I really want this to be strong, this hinge, because that's where we're going to be binding. So all I want to do is put you here, and then this one I want to go here, and that will all get covered up anyway when we decorate it. So that gives us, I will have to glue this down here because the sticky isn't all the way along that top edge. So I'm just going to glue it along that flap so that this doesn't lift up. So like that. Okay, and then this one just goes on the back like this. But first I'll take that to my sewing machine, and then this one will go all the way around. So I can stick that one on now, probably. Yes, I can. But what I think I want to do first is actually decorate this first. So you could, before you stick them together, you know, decorate these so that you can sew them. And as you can see here, I have trimmed it off a little bit at the top. Like, you could keep it longer if you wanted, but I just think it looks a bit more trim with that cut off, so it's not sticking out too much at the top. And as you can see, I literally don't measure anything. I just do whatever looks good to my eye. So that will go here. I'm going to sew across there to close this, so we have a pocket here. When you open it up, now I'm just going to glue this one here. Just glue you down here, close you up. This one has a pocket here, but I think what I'm going to do is actually stitch that there so that the pocket's at the top. And then this one, we can stitch here, so the pocket's in the side there. So we've got one outside pocket, one top pocket, one inside pocket. So it's just a matter of remembering where you want to stitch these. And then that one on the back. But yes, let me have a look here and see what I want to do. I like the idea of having a pocket there. I think this will be our front cover. So I'm just going to trim this. This might actually be my front and back cover. I'll use this for the front and back. So one will go here. Oh, and that's the other reason why I trimmed off the top, so it would fit these pages. That came from Amity Bloom. So we'll link below Amity Bloom's Etsy shop as well. And this beautiful kit. And so that will be my back and front cover here. Like so. And I'll just trim off those edges. So all I do is glue that on, and I do grab my ruler just to have that bit open here. So that that can still be a pocket there. And then I can add this on the inside like that. So you can see that that's a pocket. All right, so then what I need for this I can use the same inside piece here that I did for the other journal. Okay, let's have a look. I could put it on the out, but I want to put it on the inside again. So all I want to do here is line it up, and I'm just going to trim off the excess. And we can use that for a pocket for something else. And then I just want to make sure I get the inside part right. Can use that as well. Just trim that off. Now, that will go on there, and then you have a pocket here. Okay, so that's how it will look here. Now on the outside, what do I want? Do I want something like that? Or do I want something like that? That might be a bit too green. So I'll probably go for the cream. Okay. So, do I want the rose on there? I think I probably do. Just have a look at what that looks like. Yeah, I think I want the rose there. So all I'm going to do is actually just glue that on. This time I'm using a glue stick because I know I'm going to sew around the edges. Except for that edge. Okay, so all I want to do here is actually run a line of this glue here, just to be sure it is stuck down. And then I just want to line it up. Hang on a second. Something like that. And then we're just going to trim around. That's why I didn't fuss around having it lined up perfectly, because I knew I could just trim around the edges. Okay, so keep those bits as well. Might need them later. So that one's going to go on the front like that. Oh, that's beautiful. This one's going to go on the back. And then we can take that to the sewing machine. Beautiful. And we're just going to stitch around here, here, here. All right, now, do I want to glue these all on first? I probably do, don't I? Before I attach them all. Probably do. The other one I put it together first and then glued on everything on top, and that made it quite difficult. So what I think I'll do is actually glue it all on first this time, and then do the stitching afterwards and see if that makes it easier. Getting it lined up can be tricky, but you know what? I can always just trim that down afterwards, can't I? So it's pretty lined up actually. Okay. So that's just giving us an inside look there. This one's going to go here. And that one's going to go on the back. And what I think I want to do is actually wrap this one around. Okay, so let's do it. I want to have that wrapped around just so that edge is all covered. And I'm not sure where I'm going to sew yet, where I want my pockets as a final decision. But we will get to that when I take it to the sewing machine. So we're just going to line it up here as much as we can. And I'll trim off the excess. Okay, and then all I want to do is fold that over like that before we glue on the next piece. Okay, and I just want to glue down this edge here, just to be sure. We'll get our cover, line that up, and then what I want to do, I might run a stitch down there. Run a stitch just there. Okay, that's what I'll do, just to reinforce that edge. Okay, I like it. Back cover, front cover, and then you will go here. And then on the back, so beautiful, we're going to put you, and I just need to trim this down, I noticed. Yep, so that will go here. And, oh, see, now you can see I've made a mistake right here. I'm going to need to, that's going to cover that right there. So that's where these things come in, and I can do something like this just to cover that up. Or I might even just add you. Perfect size. All right. Whoops. Okay, hang on. Just going to use this. All right, let's just add you. Beautiful piece down here. And trim that up. So this is the great thing about just experimenting. You know, I have not quite sure what I'm doing. I'm not quite sure. I have an idea. I've got a vision in my head. And then this is just a matter of playing around and seeing what works. And I'm taking you along for the ride as I problem solve on the go. Now I might just trim this a little bit shorter so I can see more of that back cover. Okay, let's have a look at this now. Yeah, that'll be fine. Perfect. All right. And then this will go here, like that. Now, do I want to decorate this one first? I probably don't need to decorate it first because I'm just going to glue that one on top. I'm not going to do any sewing with that. But I will decorate it on its own so I can sew that, but it can just glue on top. So next, I need to decorate these inside pages. So I've got this and I've got this. Alright, so what I want to do as well is just think about how I want to do the ephemera holder part at the back. So my plan was to do pockets. I just don't know if that will be a doable thing to do. I mean, everything's doable. You can always make things work, but within the structure of what I've got here, I want to see if it's doable. And I've got this one here. Because I've cut it up small for that front cover, now I want to have it big. The full-size version for the other page. Okay, let's have a look at what we're going to do here. So I probably want that one on the back. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 surfaces. And I don't know if I have enough pieces to do that. But we can make it work. We can make it work. So I probably want so many options, you guys. Okay, let's go with you here. I think. And you here. Or do I want you there and you here? The other option is to put it here. Oh, too many options. Now I am confusing myself. All right, what I think I want to do is actually put it together first. And I do have this one. I might have to grab some different ledges and things first. And I think I might have to use something like this. Piece something together there. Okay, what will I do here? And I do have these pieces as well that I can use. Such a beautiful green colour. So I could make a pocket on the back of this too. I think that would look good with a pocket. I might just get some ledger there to go on the back. All right, what I think I might do is just have a bit of a play off camera, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like when I have covered all of the surfaces and when I have done all the stitching and glued it all together. So let me just play a bit off camera and pull out some other papers and ledgers and things, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. But I hope that was okay to follow. Got our envelope here, got our front cover envelope here, got our page here, so we're going to put a signature there. This will be, my plan is to have like pockets, so it's like an ephemera holder. Here's our back cover with an extra flap on the back for fun. So that's what the base is. I will go off camera now, have fun gluing, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all put together. Okay, so here is what it looks like, all completed and put together. We've got our smaller envelope on the front with a pocket here. We've got our front cover of our journal with a pocket here. We've got our place to put our signature right in the middle here with another pocket here. Then this is the ephemera holder part, so I've got a pocket here to put some large things there and another pocket here, plus there is a top loading pocket here. Turn the page and here is our back cover of the journal, so front cover, back cover, and you can see that works nicely there. There's the front, there's the back, and so this extra flap flips out, and we have another pocket here with the window envelope pocket there. So I love how that turned out, and that definitely was easier to put together than this one where I was gluing together envelopes, cutting them open, opening them out. This one you just need the one small envelope here, the window envelope here for your flaps, and then this is comprised of 3 envelopes. No need to cut the envelopes at all. 1, 2, 3 envelopes, and you just attach the flaps together, and that reinforces your spine. So 3 envelopes here, window envelope there, small envelope there. I might try, now that I've had a play with that and seen how it works, I might do another video showing how I put it together without all of the decoration and stuff, in case that might be easier. Just let me know if you would like to see that, and then I'll get started adding my pages for a signature here, adding my ephemera there, and putting things in all of the pockets. Hope you enjoyed that process video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.